So step 5 is going to be where you and your PLC members plan your CFAs. CFA is also known as your common formative assessments. And this is different than your summative assessments. So your formative assessments are going to be short and they are going to be frequent. So you're going to see your CFAs in your unit the amount of times that you, depending on how many standards you teach. So if you are trying to assess 3 standards, then you're going to have 3 CFAs. If you're only assessing 2 standards, then you're going to have 2 CFAs. The common summative assessment is what you will use at the end of your unit. And within your common summative assessment, you will assess all of the 2 or the 3 standards that you covered on your CFA will now be covered on your summative assessment. So even though as a PLC, you can decide how you want to teach each standard, so we can teach it different ways. The CFA, the Common Formative Assessment, and the CSA, the Common Summative Assessment, must be the same. So the road to get to the CFA or the CSA may be different, but the goal of the CFA and the CSA must be the same. And you must assess on the same day, so that then the next day you can reteach and extend, which we will get to in step 6.
Alright, so now that we have our unit planned out and we kind of know what we're doing on each day and when we're having our different lessons, we can talk about our common formative assessments and start putting those together.
Well, and so those are very quick for check for understanding. We're not doing like summative unit tests. It should be really fast.
Right. I have a really awesome quiz on Skyward over the 5 themes of geography that I used last year. So if you guys just want to look at it, we can make sure that it's still good for this year.
That's really perfect.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah. Okay. Then you guys can just search for that and clone it so you don't have to remake your own. Awesome.
So once we have administered that Skyward quiz, then we'll go ahead and sit down and look at the data and look at the results, and then we can kind of plan our next steps from there.
And for the last formative assessment, I have a really good exit ticket for absolute and relative location. So I'll send it to you guys so you can look over it, and then we'll do the same thing.
Perfect.
Alright, so from an advanced teacher's perspective on our common formative assessment, we recognize that our students' needs and abilities are going to be a lot different than a general ed population in a co-taught classroom. And so even though we're still going to be giving the same common formative assessment, we can just be anticipating the fact that most of our students are going to have that mastery skill and go ahead and plan in additional days of extension. So day 8 and 15 are still going to be our reteach and extension. We're still going to be able to help the kids who didn't quite get it for whatever reason and let the kids who did go on and expand their knowledge and understanding further. But on the common formative assessment page, I know that my kids are going to finish their Skyward quiz really, really quickly. So I'm going to have an additional extension activity for everyone to participate in so they're not lost, we don't have just wasted time, and they're still getting to challenge themselves while still meeting the standards that our maps lay out.